Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse and some crazy news. Looks like Star Wars KOTOR, if I'm saying it correctly, there's an R in the word, but KOTOR or KOTOR something. Oh, not there's no A, but KOTOR, the KOTOR remake, and it's mostly Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Looks like it's being canceled, the remake, and I mean, I was somewhat hyped. I was like, "Oh, nice!" Like, I was really hyped for it, and a lot of people were getting hyped. I mean, the hype train was getting ready to go for the game, and it was going to be a PS5 exclusive, but I think it would have gone to Steam and Xbox at some point, so I probably would have waited. But yeah, they looks like the video's being taken down. I probably because of copyright. I guess they must have lost the copyright, like copy not copyright, but they lost the legal funds to keep that video up, or it could be something else or another. But I mean, do I think it's actually canceled? Maybe, but I mean, I don't think it is because Sony did pay some money to make that exclusive, so it's not canceled. It's just in hibernate mode, like Duke Nukem. Remember that Duke Nukem Forever game? Let's hope it's not that long, but yeeks. It could mean anything, but I don't think it's canceled because that is a game that's everyone's hyped for, and it's highly doubted. But the looks of it, Aspire, I think it's what they're called. The company that did the remasters. They done a lot of great remasters and a lot of good ports of old games from the Wii 360 and OG Xbox, and a lot of old games that were mostly Star Wars, mostly you could say LucasArts, rest in peace. Well, now it's Lucasfilm Games, but mostly games that were published by George Lucas and who are owned by mostly the Lucasfilm Association, let's just say. And I mean, they were given this role to remake KOTOR, and a lot of people were hyped, and I guess they showed something to Sony and Disney and they didn't like it and they kind of scrapped it and gave it to someone else that's Embracer Group. So it's Sony, Embracer Group. Well, it still is Embracer Group because Aspire is owned by Embracer Group, and it's just given complete to Saber Interactive, and that's still owned by Embracer Group. So it's mostly Sony, Embracer Group, and Disney as a whole working on this game. Well, Embracer's doing all the hard work as Sony's the one who gives them the console and publishing, a whole bunch of that weird, crazy stuff that we all get confused by. Let's be honest here. But I mean, there's a lot of people that have been waiting for this game. For me, I've somewhat been like, it'd be cool, but there's the original that I mean most people would just go to. It is an old game, and it is that genre that's, I would say it's very difficult for people to get into because it is an old type of gameplay style that most people don't really are used to now. You can get used to it. It's just more modern audience. I hate saying that, but it's kind of is trying. It's difficult for people to get into, not the story wise, just gameplay, but as a whole, still a good game to play if you want to check it out. It is backwards compatible and it's a very cheap game. I still remember it being like, I mean, people were scalping the original copies for crazy amounts. Now everyone wants the modern ports, and it's like, okay. And they're not even that good. I hear that the Switch port has issues, and I'm hearing like some type of DLC they canceled, and now someone's suing Aspire for false advertisements and limited run games. Made the physicals, and those are already like 300 to $400 collector's edition wise. And I know probably some of you guys are probably thinking, well, you're going to talk about what happened to limited run games a couple of months ago. All I have to really say about that situation is, I mean, it's sad what happened. Like, it's stupid, but I mean, there's nothing that no one can do now. Is the boycott even doing anything? I mean, even I was kind of like, is it even worth it trying to boycott this? I mean, it's not going to change anything. People are still going to buy stuff from them because what they sell has some form of value. I mean, the first print editions of games that you would never expect getting a release. And I mean, they still release games. So I it's a 50-50. Just collect the games you want from them, and if it's a standard edition, I mean, just get the standard edition. Don't get the collector's edition because it always comes damaged. That's what I've seen from people, and it takes forever for them to ship that. Just buy the standard edition. It doesn't take that long. It's just a little bit easier, and you get to save money, and you can still resell it for maybe $60 if you play it and open it. I mean, the value doesn't really decrease if it's something that's in demand, but besides limited run games, and that's probably, well, maybe another video for another time, let's be honest here, but the other ones have kind of helped with that area, but of this whole series getting a massive revival. And I bet if none of this happened, we probably would have seen it by now and probably seen gameplay, trailers, and all that good jazz. But what is the what was the gameplay for this demo? And this is just my opinion. I know there's many people who are questioning this, but I think what Aspire showed them was a legit the same version like from the OG Xbox. Not the same, but like gameplay wise, all of that. But massively remastered, like like Gears of War Ultimate Edition, if you want to say it like that, like that. But like really nice. I mean, it's like that. It's like a turn-based RPG. You could say like Final Fantasy VII, like the original PS1 version. And I think Sony does not like turn-based RPGs as exclusives. They do not like those things. I have seen that for a fact. And I know some people are asking, well, why? Well, because they will re-released Wild Arms and re-released Octolad. They own those IPs, and those are turn-based RPGs. And they have never re-released them. They're probably on the PlayStation Essentials, I believe. I don't know, but they probably. And Sony just doesn't like those type of games, and they're not story driven. That's what Sony likes doing. That's their bread and butter, and they probably told Disney, yeah, this is not going to sell. It would sell, but Sony's Sony, and I guess that situation, that's what happened. That's why all this is happening is because of Sony being an idiot and thinking, well, no one wants to play turn-based RPGs. Like, who wants to play this? It's like Wild Arms. Who wants to play Wild Arms? Who wants to play Octolad? Who wants to play Octopath Traveler? I mean, you get the point. I think that's the reason why. Is because Aspire showed them a turn-based RPG-ish remake remaster like Gears of War Ultimate Edition like that, and Sony didn't like it, and Disney's kind of like, okay, sorry Aspire, but you can kicked out of the project. So yeah, and I think Jim Ryan was there as well in the situation, looking at it and saying, who wants to play this like turn-based RPG. No one likes to play those games. Everyone likes playing story-driven games like that. So that's probably what happened. That's just my opinion. I know many people have their own opinions, but that's what I believe that must have happened. Is that Aspire was trying to make a turn-based RPG, Sony said no, Disney just kind of just agreed with Sony, and Disney's just like, well, our opinion's mutual, but you're getting kicked out of the project. That's literally my opinion, but we have many opinions, let's just say, of probably what would have happened. And maybe 5 years from now, we may see what really happened, and then we'll find out. Maybe it was a turn-based RPG, or maybe it was a third-person shooter. KOTOR. I mean, there's so much stuff I could probably make up. Maybe it was a first-person shooter. I don't know. Like that's why we haven't seen a new Killzone. I mean, they care about is third-person story-driven games, and that's probably what Sony wanted from this KOTOR remake, not a turn-based RPG, like kind of like, but how the original KOTOR, how that worked was massively different from. I think it is in the genre of turn-based RPGs, I believe, but yeah, but that's really about all. I mean, like we can be helpful. Maybe come out for the PS6. Let's think about think about it. Come out for the PS6. Screw the PS5. The thing's outdated. Let's get that PS6 version up and running. Let's just say. But you never know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could happen. Oh man, it could go on Disney Plus. You never know. You could play a cloud version of the remake on Disney Plus. You don't have phones. You don't have phones, people. That could happen. I mean, that could well, probably what could happen. They make a crappy cloud version, but I hope not. But you never know. But like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and are you guys still hyped for this remake of Knights of the Old Republic? Or you guys gave up on Star Wars? If you're on giving up on Star Wars, I'm with you. I've been done with Star Wars ever since The Last Jedi, and I have never been hyped for anything Star Wars. I mean, I don't even know that much about the Ahsoka series. Like, what's going on in the Ahsoka? Like, is no one I think no one's watched it. I'd see some clips of a weird ass Elon Musk Thrawn looking ass that doesn't look like Thrawn, but I don't even know what's even canon anymore. It sucks. I miss the Old Republic. Let's be honest here. Old Republic. Oh my goodness. Anything that comes out now cannot even compete with Old Republic cinematic trailers. If you have not seen those trailers, go check them out. I still remember when I was very young. I mean, back when I was 8 and 9, I was like, holy cow, what the hell is this? This is cool. I mean, it was a cool, those three trailers were so cool. And then they released more, and there was a new one that came out a year ago, I believe, that was really nice as well. But I mean, is that even Legends or what do you? I don't know. Disney effed up Star Wars. Let's be honest. It's just Disney Star Wars. And anyone who still likes Star Wars, what are you doing with your life? Star Wars is dead. It's going to take probably 20 years. I mean, it needs to go into like a deep hibernation. I know some people say 10 to 5 years. I'm saying 20 to 30 years just to make it survive. That's how long I think it needs to be in hibernating mode because Star Wars is in such a bad situation, and it was destroyed by a woman in under 10 years. I will say this: the Bible does get one area correctly. Women can destroy kings and nations. Don't know what the verse is. You can look it up, but there's a verse in it that says women can destroy nations. And Star Wars, and yeah, the Disney is falling apart because of that woman. But Kathleen Kennedy, the witch of Lucasfilm, you could say, but that's about all. I think the video's a little too long now, but that's about all. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you, scavengers.